Well, guys, how do you rekindle the romance in your relationship when, man, life hits you hard, when there's not a whole lot of romantic stuff going on? We just got back from
skate night.
Something really romantic.
Yeah.
Extremely, aphrodisiac practically. Skating around on skating around on a floor where there's about 100.
There might have been
mostly chaotic. Yeah. Don't quite have all control of all your limbs. And then a whole bunch of parents watching us on the floor. Why don't more parents get on the skate floor?
I don't know. We were there was probably 100 parents there.
And there's maybe 5 on the floor skating.
Yeah.
But you know what?
We're willing to fall. I think that's what it is.
That's what it is.
We're willing to look foolish in the name of fun.
It was fun. It was actually, I wouldn't say it's the most romantic place, but it was kind of romantic to see you out there with our kids.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're having fun.
Did it make me want to spin the bottle with you like you used to do with all the rest of your boyfriends?
I don't know. Did it? Did it make you want to do that?
Play spin the bottle?
Did it make me want to play spin the bottle with you?
Yeah.
Yes, we can do that later.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that.
Just the two of us.
Y'all, remind her of what she said. We got to hold her to this.
So,
some accountability.
We're talking about, it's February.
That's right.
Valentine's Day is just around the corner. We are actually going to be doing our marriage conference next weekend. You still have time to sign up for that over at mosaicchurch.tv. We're going to be there, and they have made it very affordable to be able to come and rekindle the romance in your own relationship. So Brandon and I are going to be speaking at that on February 10th and 11th, and we would love to have you join us. So you can go to mosaicchurch.tv and get more information about that. And but just a quick connection with you guys. Obviously, we just got back from, again, skate night, and we just put our kids down, and we're not feeling super romantic, but how this month of, whether it be Hallmark that really invented this thing. We're not huge Valentine's people. I told Brandon when we started dating, if you get me stuff on Valentine's Day, I'm gonna be a little bit really? If you go cliche on me, it doesn't really work. So we don't really do a whole lot. We usually write cards or something.
I don't know if I was just being really good and God gave me a wife that doesn't force me to buy a dozen roses that cost $80 on Valentine's Day.
Maybe just too cheap for Valentine's. When
normally they would cost $15. So I'm all about that. So, but here's a good. I'd like to hear what is your definition of romance, and what does that look like? Maybe share what's the most romantic thing that your significant other has ever done for you, and then maybe we can out of those experiences dig out a principle as to, okay, if that was the most romantic thing, then what? Or maybe it doesn't have to be the most, but what is a romantic thing that somebody has done for you?
What's something romantic that I've done for you?
I am. I know. So I was thinking, I don't know if it's necessarily romantic, but when you speak my love language of, I know I feel really loved when you write me a note.
Did you like words of affirmation?
Yeah, because my love language is words of affirmation. So when you write me a note and you tell me, whatever.
That you're the man.
That I'm the man, and that you believe in me.
I want to jump your bones later.
I absolutely love that.
That's super romantic.
That's super romantic. So, anytime, I think anytime where you are scantily clad, it's definitely romantic.
Hey, this is PG, baby.
Yeah,
PG.
Come on. So I think that's good. So whenever you speak my love language of words of affirmation, and then whenever you let me know it's about to be on by maybe how you're dressed, or maybe by an innuendo, maybe a butt slap or whatever. Like, I appreciate that. So,
Yeah,
hey,
I think
what guy doesn't like it when the girl initiates a little bit? I mean, come on.
It's pretty awesome. You love it. You do love it. Who doesn't like a butt slap? You know?
Duh.
What guy doesn't like a butt slap?
That's right.
Girls, not always so much. I like it personally, but not all women do. So I would definitely get like romanticism. Being romantic really has to do with who you're being romantic with. What might work for, or what may have worked for, an ex-boyfriend or something may not be how your husband receives love. So it's really important to, I think, part of being romantic is really getting to know the other person.
Yeah.
And so as you are getting to know that person, and whether it's that you've been, you're newlyweds or you've been married for over a decade, like we have, if you ever get to a point where you stop
Pursuing,
pursuing and just chasing after the other person's heart, then you're going to have a really hard time being romantic, because we're always growing and we're always, evolving into the people that we're supposed to be.
Right.
And so the person that I was 10 years ago, I'm not that person anymore.
Right.
And 10 years ago, for instance, when we first got married, I had a huge high love language of quality time and physical touch. And then after we had babies, and now we have all these babies, I really could, I still like the quality time.
Right.
The physical touch is nice every once in a while, but a huge one for me is acts of service. And so when you said that you did the dishes today while you're home, that was super romantic for me.
Hey, the romance starts in the kitchen.
The romance does start in the kitchen.
Especially if you've got a bride whose love language is acts of service. If she knows that, whether it was at night after she went to bed, or whether, it was, maybe I came home for lunch or whatever, and I just, instead of just eating and then putting my stuff in the sink, if I just took 5 extra minutes, and loaded everything in the sink into the dishwasher or whatever. I mean, it's like, that's some points, y'all. That's some points. And here's maybe a really good definition of romance. Okay, you ready? Drum roll, please. Romance is evidence that I am thinking of you when I'm not with you.
That's right.
Okay.
That's good.
And so if I'm thinking about, okay, Nicole, it's not enough to just think about them, but it's also, you think about, okay, who is she? How is she receiving love right now? And then thinking, what season is she in? And how specifically in this moment can I love her?
Right.
And then how can I show her? And so sometimes it's really romantic when you're able to prepare an atmosphere, a romantic atmosphere, or let's say there's a surprise, or whether it's a gift, to where they get to open it. There's something about a gift, because the gift actually shows the person who's receiving the gift, oh my gosh, this person was thinking about me, they value me, and they've bought me something that they probably hope that I like, and so they took the time to pick it out, to wrap it up, or to put it in one of those little gift bags, and it just makes you feel thought about and loved and cared for, especially if it is a gift that is thoughtful. And so I think that's really what you were trying to get at, Nicole, is just that the person has to really be into you and be paying attention to what makes you tick.
Yeah, and I think that's just something, like, doesn't have to be an expensive thing. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It has to be a thoughtful thing. It has to be something that the other person cares about. And so, for us, the gifts, we just said earlier, are not a big thing for either one of us. Right. But I have a friend who has a strong love language of gifts. And so if I just bring her, hey, I saw this t-shirt at Goodwill and I just thought of you. Like, she loves it, or, hey, I just made this little doodad and I just thought it would look really cute on your front door. Like, that was a huge thing for her.
Huge, yeah.
So, it's just, it's about, and that's not romantic because I'm not in a romantic relationship with my friend, but it's still caring.
Sure.
And I think that's the whole,
love.
yeah. And so when you translate it into a marriage or even a dating relationship, being romantic means I've thought about you ahead of time. I've planned for things so that you can feel the love. And so whatever that looks like for your significant other, I want to challenge you to think it through and to say like oftentimes we want to give love in the way that we want to receive it. And so I've learned that since my love language is acts of service, that my tendency is to serve Brandon and to love him in that way. And so I'll be cooking for him, cleaning the house, doing all these different things. But the truth is if he doesn't speak that love language, if he doesn't speak the language of acts of service, and he's waiting to be touched, and he's waiting to be rubbed on, and he's waiting to be caressed, and he's ready to be taken into the bed, then he is not going to get my the way that I'm speaking love, the way that I'm trying to be romantic. So what I have to do is I have to say, okay, I like to receive love through acts of service, but in order to give love, I've got to find out what his language is. It's like if I were to go to China. Let's say we were going to go to China and we wanted to grab some food off the side of the road. Off one of the street vendors. Like, we can't just go up to him and be like, I want chow mein. I want chow mein. I want chow mein. I want chow mein, and just keep saying it over and over and over. If he doesn't speak any English, then he doesn't even know what you're saying.
And so even if you start screaming it louder and louder in English, it doesn't mean that he's going to understand you anymore. A lot of times that's what we do. We want to be loved, and so we love the other person in the way we want to receive it. And so, for me, I might use my words because I want her to use her words. And so I might just tell her she's awesome, and I might tell her, and
I'm like, yeah, whatever,
how she looks or whatever. And she's just like, yeah, and the kitchen doesn't look good. And
I'm
she
drowning
just
in laundry over here.
Right. So
can you grab a basket?
Yeah.
Tell me how good I look.
Less this and more this.
Exactly.
Right.
Can I get an amen from a couple mamas up in here?
Yeah. Come on.
So
that's just just a few thoughts about rekindling the romance. Honey, did you have? I know we were just going to keep it short tonight, but did you have? How about you share one of the most romantic times that we've had?
I would say that one of my favorite romantic times was right after we had our first baby. I won this spa day from the local baseball, the Greenville Drive did this mama's makeover thing. And Brandon really capitalized on it because I had 2 days at this really awesome spa where they are going to give me every treatment that they had, plus a haircut and a facial. I mean, makeup, new outfit, and then they're going to represent me at the next baseball game, glammed up. And so Brandon capitalized on that, and he ended up getting a hotel in downtown Greenville at the Westin.
Not just a hotel.
The Westin Poinsett, which is my favorite hotel down there because it has so much character. And then he took me to my favorite restaurant at the time down there, and we just had a great romantic night because you had planned all this other stuff, and so it was just this big. I think even the next morning we got up and we went to the farmer's market after breakfast and just do-dadded around with.
And so I took a risk. I packed her clothes and what I thought she might like. I did get to pick out what lingerie that I would like to see her in. And I packed it all, and she was so surprised.
It was awesome.
And so that was really kind of a yay me,
good job.
Moment. And it panned out well.
Hey, it worked out well for you.
For both of us. So it's just good. It's good to feel like you, even as the giver. I mean, it's better to give than receive. And when you feel like you've really paid attention and you've leaned in and then hey, if there's already some momentum going, if somebody's already doing something, they've got themselves, where they're dolled up, and then fellas, go ahead and capitalize on that. Figure out how you can maximize a moment and just go with the flow. I definitely, feel like that one. Thanks Greenville Drive for hooking us up, because that got us going, and I was able to capitalize on that.
And I would just challenge the ladies too. With Valentine's Day, I always feel like it's this holiday that the guys have to do something like grandiose for the girls, and the girls kind of just like receive it and stuff,
or judge the guy for being a piece of crap,
for not doing it. Yeah. And so I would just like to throw out maybe like a little bit of a challenge, ladies, and that's like, hey, can we rev up the romance in our own relationships with our husbands? So that looks like, how does he want to be loved this next few weeks? Not just tons of time in the sack together, although that is nice too. But what's his other love language besides touch? I think every guy has touch. But there's usually one other that's like a pretty big deal, and a lot of guys, it's words of affirmation. Some other guys have other things, and that's great too. But I'll
say this. I think one of my love languages is the fact that you understand a little bit about financial pressure. And the fact that like, hey, we're in a frugal season right now. And so the fact that you kind of let me off the hook a little bit and say, and just really like, just like, babe, let's do an El Cheapo Valentine's. Let's challenge each other to just, let's see what we can do, at the house that costs no money. Let's make cards for one another, or whatever. And then we just take that as a challenge to just show each other we love each other, but to do it, without breaking the bank.
Having to be creative about it. And I think that even is more romantic because you know that the other person's thinking about you even more. Because they had to come up with this like creative, maybe frugal way of doing it.
Sure. Now I will say, if you're going to do, so for instance, like let's say you're going to go to a marriage conference, like the one that we're going to be speaking at.
Right.
Was it not this weekend, but next weekend?
Yeah, next weekend.
And so the 10th and 11th. And let's say you're doing that. I would totally recommend, if you're going to be a part of that, or be a part of any marriage conference or some sort of a marriage retreat or whatever, like go ahead and invest in maximizing the momentum of that moment. And get a babysitter, not just for the day while you're there, but for the night, and get a hotel room. Like get mama out of her house to where she does, where somebody else has to clean up the hotel room. Okay. Like there's focus and where you can really, and it's worth like working a few extra hours of overtime or whatever you got to do so that you can maximize that moment. So I just want to encourage you. Sometimes it is time to invest financially, because you're creating this moment that to where the other person feels treasured. And romance really is about letting the other person feel like they are they're the most treasured person on the planet.
Yeah, and I would definitely say that when you're just talking about get the hotel room, go all out, women are connected to our environment. And so if you go into your bedroom and you know what you're about to get started on, a man has one thing on his mind and one thing on his mind only. A woman is connected to, did I just hear the kids? Do you think that she just got out of her bunk bed? What, is the door locked? She's connected to that pile of laundry on the couch that has not been folded and put away. She's connected to the drippy sink. She's connected to when's the last time these sheets were washed. She's connected to everything. And so just taking her out of the environment that she may feel responsible for is a huge step in the right direction when it comes to getting her to be able to focus on pleasure, focus on fun, and focus on romance and being romanticized, like being the object of someone's romance. I think it's hard for a woman to disconnect and feel like, okay, I'm allowed to experience this pleasure when she's in her own environment. It's so much easier I know for me personally.
Yeah, I mean
when we're in a hotel. Like,
right. So
hello.
I think somebody wrote a book about that called "Men Are Like Waffles and Women Are Like Spaghetti."
Yeah.
Because when a man just kind of gets his mind focused in this waffle square, then that's the only thing on his mind. But women are like spaghetti, and so whatever you're thinking about is connected to everything else in the environment. And so, guys, let me just help you out. That's why a prepared environment is so important. And so, if you can, if you do laundry in your bedroom, like just whatever you gotta do, throw it in a closet somewhere. Like, get it out of view. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that whole thing where you're like, hey, why don't you get a shower? And then I'm in the shower. While I'm in the shower, he's lighting candles. He's cleaning
the room.
He's making the bed up straighten because the kids have messed it up, and we just forgot to make it that morning, which happens in our house sometimes.
Which, can I say that's a great technique? It's just like, hey, babe, why don't you just go take a bath or go take a shower? I got this. And let me kind of tidy up the room a little bit, okay? And
put some smell good on, some
that's
music
right.
on.
So I get a little, just put it on your phone, a little Pandora, like Alicia Keys or something. And
we should have named our kid Alicia because I think one of our daughters should at least have Alicia's name because I'm sure she's pretty much responsible for all four of them.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I mean, you got to have a prepared atmosphere. So light some candles, clean up, make the bed, I know you're about to get in it, but just at least turn it down, make it look nice, pretend like you're made in Manhattan, and just do something, and have that prepared environment, for whatever your bride loves. And I know for Nicole, smell is a big thing. So, I gotta probably take a shower. And cologne for her is like, if I'm wearing cologne, it's like a whole nother deal. So hopefully that's not TMI. But anyway, hey,
we're real. We're just
keeping it real and being like, listen, we've listened to each other, and try to pay attention to each other's, and ladies, can I just say this? Men are stupid. Okay, not maybe stupid, but we're dumb. Simple. And a lot of times, we just don't know what we don't know. If you tell us what you like, if you tell us what to do, please believe we will do it.
Hallelujah.
If you tell us what to do, okay? And I mean, tell us what you like in terms of a prepared atmosphere, but even in the moment.
That's a whole nother session.
Like,
we're going to talk about that another
time. That's right. We will.
Don't give away all our good stuff.
Okay.
But seriously, telling him, hey, I love the scent of lavender, or I love this scent I remember when I told you one time that I liked the eucalyptus spearmint.
Yeah. And I went to Bath and Body Works, and I got the
pillow spray. He got the massage oil.
I think I got like
candle.
5 for 1 discount or something.
He came home and was like, I got all this stuff, baby.
What'd you say? You said eucalyptus? I got stock in eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus spearmint. We got
whatever.
We still got some of it.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
It was good though.
Yeah,
hey,
it was good.
But listen, you're listening.
Yeah.
You're seeing into who I am, and then you're doing something about it. You're thinking about me.
And can I tell you what? That was the best $8 I ever spent in my life. That little spray, and that thing lasts for like 5 years.
Yeah, it's good.
It was great. So.
All right. Well, we love you guys. Next week, we're going to be talking more about rekindling the romance. We're going to be talking about a couple of different items this month in the topic of rekindling the romance. So be sure to check us out on www.berryshare.com. You can also check out our YouTube channel where all 23 of our previous episodes are uploaded and ready for your viewing pleasure. And you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We are so excited to get to share our journey with you and to have you along for the ride. Hope you guys have a great week, and we will see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.
Cool. And please share this if you got anything out of it, so that some of your friends can laugh at our crazy selves too.
Exactly.
All right.
Take care.
Appreciate it. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Have a good night.